What's up, West Virginia? You are listening to the premier podcast to get your tips, tricks, and flips. Here you can get the inside scoop on all your real estate and business needs. Now here's your host, Steve Coyne, Andrew McDavid, and the always cheeky Shayne Norris. Now sit down and grab a pencil because school's in session, so let's get flipping.
Oh, what's up, Flippin West Virginia? This is episode number 2. How you guys feeling today? I know. Well, guys, listen. This is Steve Coyne,
Andrew McDavid,
and the Shayne Norris.
the Shayne Norris.
Chicka chicka pow wow.
Oh man, don't! I told you not to get nasty on
No
the show.
leashes this episode.
Kids are earmuffs. Guys, listen, we're going to get into the flipping process today that we do, and we have a couple segments that we're going to be getting into today. It's called Foundations for Success, and also the Flip of the Week, and also Shayne has a little specialty going called Let's Ask Shayne Norris. Or am I wrong on that? What's it called?
Shayne segment?
Is it called Shayne segment?
Shayne shout out.
Shayne shout out.
Yeah,
That's right.
hello.
That's right.
Shout it out.
Shout! Shout at the Shayne!
Woo! No, that was
Get it on.
So, guys, listen. We're going to get into it. Andrew, what's going on, man?
hey man, I'm feeling good today, bro.
You look good. You look good. With
I
that
always
Dolphin,
look good,
with that
man.
Dolphins hat?
Yeah, you gotta represent.
You know, with Shayne always looks like he just crawled out of bed. What time did you get up this morning, Shayne?
Oh, it's any time between 3 and 4:30.
Oh my.
Shall I start calling you guys?
Well,
No,
I think
Lord, no. Dude, he came
Call
in,
Andrew first.
Dude, he came in rubbing his eyes. I said, Shayne, are you okay? Are you tired this morning? He said, no, man, I'm just been working.
Now listen, guys.
Working.
When you
working?
get up, I'm having lunch.
So what, 7:30's lunch?
Yes.
So we're going to start meeting at where for lunch? At
Where do you-
7:30.
It'll have to be afternoon snack for you guys.
So when we go
Nine.
to Bob Evans, we're gonna be like, listen, since Shayne gets up at 3:30, we're gonna have to start serving lunch at 7:30
Exactly.
at Bob Evans. They're like, oh yeah, it's a Shayne special.
I'm ordering a spaghetti. 7:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Spaghetti. That sounds
that's
good.
heavy.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Sounds good.
Well, guys, listen, we're gonna get into the flip process right now. Andrew, I think we're gonna let you start out with this because you know you love the flip.
Let's get after it.
process.
Let's get
do
after it.
Tell us what's going on, how you do it. The brains of the operation,
Here's
folks, is
what-
Andrew right across there. Tell us how stupid we are.
I thought I did that all the time already.
Oh, well,
Well, that's true, but tell everybody else.
it's okay. It's okay.
All right, so our flip process starts with the marketing. You know, I always tell everyone that we're not really a house company. We're a marketing company that sells houses, right? So it all starts with the marketing. If you don't have that, you don't have much of anything. So we do a lot of marketing. We have several channels that we market through. And then we have all the calls go through our lead manager, Regina. She does a fantastic job of answering the phone calls, making sure we're all scheduled. She schedules our acquisitions manager to make sure that he's looking at the houses.
Mr. Blanks.
Blanks.
Acquisitions, I like
Acquisitions.
That's
Where'd
a big
that come
word.
from?
That's a big word. See, what we do is we call it acquisitions, so we sound big and
that.
powerful.
It's huge.
You know,
It's
it's
amazing.
We just buy stuff.
That's right.
So Blanks, he looks at 4 or 5 houses a day, every week, and that's all he does. He works full time with us, doing that, and then from there, once he's able to identify a potential house for us, Steve and I will come in on a second look and make sure it's something that's going to fit our parameters, fit what we're looking for, and then we decide on it. So we make a decision. We'll talk with the homeowner, see if we can come to an agreement on the price, and then we buy it. Right? We put it on the contract, send it to the lawyer. Everything's done above board, and everything goes through the attorney that we use, which is Gay Elmore. There in downtown Charleston. He does a fantastic job.
Yeah,
for us.
Gay's great.
Yeah, he does excellent.
Very
man.
responsive.
Yeah, he takes care of it for us.
If
And
you guys need a good lawyer, Gay's your guy.
Gay Elmore,
He's
a good
fantastic.
guy. So, we close on it. Usually takes less than 2 weeks, and from there, really acquisitions and, I'm head of acquisitions and marketing, and we pretty much hand it over to the construction team at
Yeah.
that point.
What a battle we have with each
Right.
other.
So,
Well, it goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand.
let me also state that this year acquisitions has really just kind of outpaced our construction side here.
You know what?
So
that is true.
We've been
That is
getting
true.
after it here in acquisitions.
And
so.
we are very proud of acquisitions.
As though it is a very nice partnership, construction can look down on acquisitions on certain properties.
Well, you know what? That's actually Andrew and I's fault, because we were trying to give, as we were talking earlier in episode 1 about the leash, we let go of the leash. So we kind of stepped in.
Actually,
again.
you went on vacation.
Yeah. I don't call vacation a leash. Vacation's the freedom of every person.
So we handed over to construction side, which is Steve and Shayne. That's their specialty. So I'll let them discuss on once we give them the house, once we have the house under contract, purchased, closed, then we hand it over to construction to get started. So how soon do you guys like to get started after we close on the house?
Well, it takes about three.
Hold on.
It takes about 3 days to get the address from you.
Well, I was going to say, how much time does everybody really have? Because it's going to get nasty.
Yeah, it's going to get ugly.
Shayne, you want to start, or you want me to delay all the bad
I
news?
think it's important for people to understand that you kind of get to see the house up front too, and how you develop the budget for it, and then you hand that over to me,
to you,
and then I just like throw it in the floor and leave.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, tell us.
So I say, Shayne, here you go. Cross your fingers, and I just drop it and leave. I drop the mic.
Yeah,
right? I'm
we
like, all
dropped
right,
it.
I'm out.
So
See
I
ya.
mean, just you see it before I do. I'm really the
Right.
last one to see it.
Well-
so tell them what you look at when you go in there.
Well, usually the first thing I start looking at, like we talked in the
Did they leave any beer there?
right,
That's
right,
the first thing.
right. In the last episode that we were talking about the tip of the week was the structural part of it. That's the first thing I always look for.
Well, that's huge.
The structural.
That's the biggest
That's
expense.
the biggest expense. So the next thing I start looking for is really how bad a shape is this house in? Are we really going to, at the end of the day, is this really going to be worth us even touching? A lot of the times anymore, we'll be really lucky to get something that is something that's simple.
Well, let me interject real fast because I think people need to understand is the amount of money that you think needs spent on this house to put it back into retail. Is it comparable to what Andrew finds that can be put on the market for fair value for that area? So
That's correct.
that
Right.
money has to be put together. The purchase of the house, the cost of the rehab, and then what you can sell it for to be profitable.
That's true, and I didn't touch on that, but the way we figured that out is once Blanks identifies a house that we think may be a good flip, then I'll run comps on it, and I go on square footage. A lot of people will go on bedroom and bathroom or something like that, but I feel like the greatest variance is the square footage, and that's what people are usually looking at on price wise. What can we expect to sell this house
Right.
for price per square foot? Once
Right.
I figure that out, we know how many square foot the house is. Now we have a really good idea of how much we can expect to sell the house for. So from there, we'll subtract out how much we think we need for the rehab.
Right.
And then we'll subtract out our profit that we need to make on the property.
Well, based on that, I mean, your people talking about bedrooms and bathrooms. Does your square footage price? Has it been a good formula?
It has been. On the larger houses, the variance, I think, grows. The variance increases. We've ran into some good and some bad on that as far as, when we're doing larger properties.
Right.
So I think we're going to stick with the median price range here for our area here in Charleston. And the houses that we've done in our median price range go very quickly. And the way we price those has been phenomenal, I think. It's really been on point.
See,
Right.
you people think you're learning something right now. I just asked that question because
Well-
I've never asked it before.
Well, guys, Shayne, it's just like he's just a genius.
I just
You're a
don't see
genius.
this side of it.
Well, listen.
I'm just handed keys and get after it.
The main focus you guys want to focus on is when you walk into a home is the main components of the house. You want to look at the HVAC, you want to look at the heating, you want to look at the electrical. When it comes to bathrooms and kitchens, obviously they help sell a home. But at the end of the day, you want to focus on the main components in the structure of the house, because the integrity of that is what you guys need to look into, because at the end of the day, that is, is what is going to make your house pretty much last the longest. I mean, you can put gold backsplash in, but you know what? It's really a gold backsplash going to be comparable to changing a fuse box
That's
to a 200 amp service.
I was going to say, I know the first thing you look at is structural, and the second thing is all your mechanicals.
Yeah,
I mean, what's your obvious plumbing, and especially the electrical.
Right.
That can get kind of expensive, and what municipality you're involved in, and how strict they can get, and the changes in codes can just annihilate you.
Oh yeah, I mean they can kill you. I mean, it just depends on your city.
Yeah.
Depending on your inspector. Obviously some of this electrical nowadays is grandfathered in, but you guys want to always look out for what is going to affect you at the end of the day. You want to give somebody the best product that you can give somebody, no matter what it is. I mean, obviously there's going to be times that you're going to keep certain parts of the electrical system, but if you can, if there's money in the budget, you want to completely upgrade that system, along with the windows, HVAC. A lot of the times your HVAC will be okay, but what we'll do is we'll add in that year warranty, which that year warranty completely will cover anything that goes wrong. Up to the HVAC. Obviously, it's not going to, if your tile starts cracking, it's not going to.
Well, I've noticed a couple things with you though. I mean, you guys get a house, we go out and look at it, and then you have an air conditioner outside, and you go out and look at it, and it's just pumping out air in that house beautifully, but it's so old looking. It looks like a 57 Chevy sitting in a junkyard for...
What's wrong with the 57 Chevy?
Nothing, it's just an example. That's all. Okay, I'll say an 82 Chevy Chevette.
I hope your dad's not listening to that.
Yeah.
I think that's the grade.
And if it does look run down, you don't put a paint job on the cover, you change it, because, what's the odds?
Well, but,
That's the gray area.
Yeah, that is the gray area, because,
but
even though that unit might be 5 to 6 years old.
No, I said more like 10.
Well,
years
I know, but I'm just going back to this situation here. Say if that unit is 5 to 6 years old. A lot of the times, you were saying 10 years old. A lot of times 10 years old is the cutoff point. But if it works, nowadays, the warranty on one of those systems is, all the parts are about 10 years old. I've got a train system in my house that I've had in my house for 20 years that it still works fantastically. I've changed a couple small components out in the system, and the thing works fantastic. So but at the end of the day, if we can sit there and offer somebody a home warranty that can cover them, we'll do that too. But really you want to make sure that if you're flipping a house, you want to make sure that person is getting the best possible deal that they can get.
Well, what do you guys like to do about the roofs on the house? When we look at a house, what if it has a 3-tab roof?
Well, I hate 3 tabs. Period. I hate 3 tabs, because 3 tabs, 3 tabs they typically say 15 to 20 years.
And I don't care if it's been on there 5 years. A home inspector's going to say it's end of life.
Yeah, end of life, period.
So, you just change it. Get some architectural shingles on there and really kind of bring it up to snuff on that.
Yeah, because did you hear what I just said?
It starts with an A.
I'm struggling again. So, at the end of the day, the architectural shingle gives it a better look, but obviously gives it more warranty.
Oh, yeah.
Nowadays, some companies are offering lifetime on a architectural. Some are offering up to 40. And the metal roofing is about the same amount. Even though some companies are saying lifetime on metal, you can't really say lifetime.
On the major components of the houses that we do, what do you like to change out? In order, you mentioned just a few seconds ago that we like to provide value to our buyer, to our end buyer, as much as we can, right?
Right.
So what do we like to change out in order to provide that value on houses?
Well, most of the time, like I said, it's the either the electrical or the HVAC.
For both, right?
For both. I mean, Shane, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's all the safety part of it, exactly, to make the house. You don't want to get caught up in anything and act like you're not doing the right thing for people.
Right.
But when it comes to the rest of the house, the energy efficiency, such as windows. I mean, you go and look at a window, if it's 10 years old, they're fogging out, the seals are broken. You definitely want to take care of those things. And then the outside, what do you have on the outside? Do you have old aluminum siding? Do you have something that's shabby, that's not attractive? And then you get the inside. Everybody expects to come in a home and look at a nice bathroom, a nice kitchen.
Well, I want to talk to you directly about the interior part here in a second.
Well,
I want to get to that specifically.
Right. Well, Andrew, let me just relay what Shane was talking about with some of the siding and the roofing and the windows. As far as the siding goes, you want to give somebody something. You want to give somebody a product that is, at the end of the day, they're going to have to do less maintenance to.
Correct.
A lot of these guys that got here, and they'll paint, aluminum siding. Puke. Sorry.
Or vinyl.
Well, but you know what? Painting vinyl. At the end of the day, vinyl. It'll hold up more than aluminum will. I know you hate it.
Do we ever paint vinyl siding?
We never paint vinyl siding.
Okay.
I just want to make that clear.
Well, you got somebody that's buying a home, and they want to feel like it's their new home.
Right. And that's the thing.
So we want to provide them with their new home. Even though the home might be 40 to 60 years old, it's their new home.
And we want to provide
give them that.
Right. And we want to provide somebody something with the best product that we could possibly give them. Even though, at the end of the day, it's about profit, it's about integrity too.
Sure.
We want everybody to get the best possible house that they can get. Not saying that obviously we're not perfect. We try to be perfect.
Right.
But I want to say I'm perfect. Shane's perfect, right?
Well, let me ask
Thank you for pointing that out.
I mean, seriously, look at the way you're dressed today.
Oh,
if everybody could just see this.
Dressed to the tees today. Dressed to the tees.
I mean, seriously.
What do you got?
Well, I was wanting to ask you a question. I know that when, as far as the construction side of the business, I know when you guys find structural problems, you guys like to cover them up and whatnot.
Wow.
But what do you suggest? What do you suggest should happen as far as structural problems? Do we check for structural problems on every house?
Every house.
Every house.
I don't care if it has a crawl space. We check it.
Right.
Because, like I say, it comes down to integrity. We want to make sure that we have every basis covered. Period.
Well,
Period.
Steve will rummage around the house and just look around, and if he sees those symptoms talked about on the first episode, if you see that, even though you might not have it in your budget for that structural report, you pull it out there. Because who's it going to come back on?
Absolutely.
Whose reputation is it?
That's right.
Do you want to give somebody a house like that? No. So if it wasn't in your budget, you just have to kind of take that hit to make sure somebody's getting that perfect house.
And fortunately, where I was in the construction business before I got started flipping, I've got to deal with these situations. So fortunately, I was able to, at the time when Andrew and I started and we really started pushing, that I can take control of the situation and save us on these points, because we were very lucky in that aspect. Because at the end of the day, if I didn't know that, at this point, me and Andrew we'd probably be pawning a bunch of things.
Yeah. Might even be out in the streets somewhere.
Yeah, right.
You got a list?
What
of the stuff you're pawning?
Oh, no, I can't tell you.
He was interested. Interested.
Right. Well, listen, Shane, I know you love to go in these old houses. Man, Shane's ridiculous.
I am.
We get a house, and it's just like, hey, Shane, can you go over there and make sure that there's no plumbing leaks? Or
I want to talk about that too, as far as what he likes to rummage.
Right. Oh, the rummaging is ridiculous. We might as well just make a show.
It's
called
Picking
West Virginia.
But let me go back to structural real quick. and then we'll move on to the next thing. Now, what is our process? What is the process? We go into a house and you check the walls and you see that the house may have a structural problem. Walk us through the process as far as what happens after that. Once you find that there may be a problem.
You really want me to explain that on air?
Yes.
Quickly.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Because listen, I need to find the nearest bathroom. Because I'm very puked. But listen, at the time, like I say, in episode 1 where I was explaining the situation about the structural, this is the first thing I look at. So we know exactly what we're spending, at the time.
All right.
So what I want to do is I want to make sure that is completely in line, period, with anything else that we're doing. Obviously, sometimes that structural can take on a life of itself.
Well, I mean, you're really good about picking out the symptoms that you described, and then all of a sudden you're calling one of those 2 cats from Brett
Right.
and Bobby. And then they come out and they just write that full report, give all the recommendations, and like you said, they're very sensible about what's going to take to stabilize this house.
Well, the symptoms I'm always looking for. Obviously, a lot of the times in West Virginia, we have a lot of leaky basements.
Right.
Am I wrong?
Lots of leaky.
I mean,
takes a big diaper for a house like that.
Garbage. So, if we do a basement, even though we don't have any leaks whatsoever, we are going to put an internal drain in, period. Because we want to make sure that anybody that buys our homes, that they're going to have a major life expectancy of their of the investment that they made. We want to make sure that at the end of the day that everybody is covered. We may not have to do an internal drain. There may not be a leak, but why not go ahead and do it? When I'm going in, obviously I'm checking for water intrusion.
Big word.
Big word. Wow, I got that out correctly.
Intrusion.
Spell it.
So, forget it. Move on.
Oh, sorry. So listen.
We're all.
So I'm looking for water intrusion, walls bulging. There's so many problems nowadays with the way that everybody used to do construction. Nowadays, if you really want to do something correct, you're cutting out a hill, you're building a house up against a monstrous mountain. You actually want to go in, you want to fill the foundation full of rebar and concrete and retrofit that thing to death. Rebarb.
And hope for the best.
Yeah, and hope for the best.
That's what they used to do back then.
Well, back then, what they used to do is use an 8-inch block up against a 60-foot hill that's got like 40 houses on top of it.
Yeah,
it just doesn't work.
Kind of coming to the point exactly what we go through to get all that done, and we don't chintz. There is no, don't spare any expense to make it right, because that's the most important part of that house.
The most important.
The engineer tells us what we need to do.
Yeah, because
he gives us the report, and we have the structural guys who's going to fix it. They know that they're in contact with the engineer, and then they go ahead and fix it to the engineer's specifications. So that way, we're out of it. We do exactly what has been noted by a certified engineer, and we can make the house safe for the next
we'd be
buyer.
out of our minds if we didn't.
Right.
If that got caught down the road, the money that would be thrown in the dumpster.
I'm telling you right now.
I would go get it.
Oh. Listen, at the end of the day, we all have a conscience. And there's no way I'd be able to sleep. Like, I've heard of Ambien, right? You guys heard of Ambien?
Ambient?
I say ambient or ambient?
It's ambient.
Well, I don't know. I think it's ambient. But listen, at the end of the day, I want to be able to sleep at night. Do you guys not agree with me?
I agree
with that. I want to be able to look at somebody in the eye and say, look, I am handing you the keys to this house that you are going to be able to make the best memories you can ever make in this house.
That's what it's
with
all
your
about.
family. That's what it's all about. I want to be able to make sure that I'm that guy walking in that front door.
Well, I want to move on real quick as we get going here. I want to move on to talk to Shayne real quick. Shayne has a problem with, he's a serial rummager. He's a picker. He loves to pick.
Not a nose picker.
So,
Well, only
nose
while I'm
too.
driving.
Everything. He picks everything.
That's what they make kills for.
Well, let me tell you something, guys. When you guys get a house like that, and then I get to go in it, and it is full of everything. Somebody has just basically grabbed their toiletries and left.
Hold on here. Do we want to get into what was found in the last house?
And not really.
Okay, let's.
But anyway, I didn't find that. But man, I mean, you know, I get down to the things that I like. Yeah, I like to rummage. They laugh at me because I pick all the money up off the floor, all the change.
Oh,
Like this.
it's ridiculous. He finds a penny and it's like, oh my, hold on, Steve. I need to drop what I'm doing. I'm going to the house. My day just was made. I found 2 cents.
Who does
So that's a testament to how much they pay me if I get that.
What is the coolest thing you have found left behind in a house?
Well, I mean, there's several different things. I've found quite a few antique pieces, older pieces. I found a really, really nice Fenton Gone with the Wind lamp
Okay.
that was left in a house that didn't have any water for 2 years and had a squatter in it, and that chain smoked 80 packs of cigarettes a minute. It was absolutely the nastiest place I've ever been in, and I had to go home and shower after I'd been in the house for 2 hours. But you know, that was a valuable lamp. It was worth over $200. But when it comes down to things, I know you guys laugh, but you know, we try our best when we go into these homes and people leave things behind. And we don't know their circumstances, and I can't judge people. I mean, I can, and I will.
But you won't.
But I'm not
But
going
you
to tell
won't.
you that.
won't.
But you know, we try our best to give everything to Habitat or Goodwill
Right.
that we can.
Right.
We find a lot of clothes, a lot of toys, a lot of furniture, and things we remove out of the house, such as the older cabinets and vanities. We try to make those arrangements just depending on how fast other contractors are going to get in there. And recently, actually, the city of St. Albans came to us and asked us to donate a lot of stuff that we're pulling out of houses
I
for a
remember you
needy
telling me about
family.
that.
For a needy family in St. Albans.
St. Albans is awesome, by the way.
So we've been doing that lately.
Yeah.
Beyond my picking and things like that, and all the great things that I can find and interesting things, and just one quick note: we did a house in Charleston, and I actually found some photo albums in the basement with some names on it. Tracked down the family on Facebook in Georgia, and one family member still lived in West Virginia and got their childhood photos.
Are you serious?
Dude, that's awesome.
I didn't know about
You
that.
didn't tell us about that.
See, I'm so incognito with all this.
multifaceted.
Right. He is.
He does have a heart.
He is.
He does have a heart.
Don't tell anybody.
I thought I found his heart in that last house we were in.
Exactly.
So we try to do things like that. You know, we're just not all throw it out and go. I mean, we try to give back to the community and do things for, give things that other people can use, Goodwill, clothes. We just find so much, or I find so much good stuff in homes. And,
Yeah, don't say we.
Yeah,
Because,
I
I
mean-
mean, if we had to add up the amount of time that you spend looking for garbage,
That's my time.
I'm just kidding. It's not garbage. It's not
Well,
garbage.
we're running out of time, but real quick, to finish up the segment, I want to speak to you about the interior design that you and Marty try to get into and what the process is. When
Sure, when we speak,
Hold on 1 second, because I've got to mention Marty.
give her full name.
Marti, the fantastical designer Ritz.
And when she listens to this, she'll know I have to say this.
Right.
She's very difficult to work with.
Marty, now come on. Now listen, I'm going to let you deal with Shayne for the first couple hours next week.
Marty is our designer.
Yeah.
She picks out all the finishes for the house, and she works very closely with Shayne on figuring out the layout and what the end product is going to look like. So go ahead, Shayne.
Does a great job.
Yeah, once I initially look at the house and get with Steve and get the budget, and he slams it and walks out the door, and I'm standing there scratching my head figuring out how this is all going to work out. I get with Marty, and we come in, and Marty and I spend a good 2 hours average on every home, and we're looking for the year of the home, we're looking for the style of the home, how it was built, what layout we could change, if there's a wall we can take out, what we can do in the bathroom. As weird as it may sound, we get a feel for the house. Her and I will just sit there, look at things, discuss things, and then start making a plan. And we come up with some really, really weird things. If I look
really
at her,
cool things.
Yeah, really cool things.
but
Because
not weird, but if I say, hey, Marty, if I said to you, I would love for this house to be airy, like bring the outside inside, and she'll go, I know exactly what you mean. we're on a level of connection
Right.
in those things, and we agree on 99% of the way designs go. But if I say, Marty, we need to take this wall out, the kitchen's going to go this way, the bathroom's going to stay the same or move, she'll go pick out all the colors and all the selections for everything in the house, and that's where we roll. And then she puts us this fantastic folder together of all the selections she's made. You can't mess it up. I mean, contractors can mess it
Right.
up. But they shouldn't.
They try.
mess it up. They do everything they can.
Which guys, listen, we're going to get into these processes here and some of these other episodes, but that's part of one of our processes that has actually been very, 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 very
Beneficial.
Yeah.
Add a word to that.
Yeah, I'm struggling right now.
I mean, it's kind of streamlined for everybody that's involved, and anybody that has a question. Contractors have a folder on site, and we all have copies of what selections she's made, so there's no way that nobody knows it.
Right.
Well, I think if for people out there who are out there flipping houses, I think that part is maybe a little underrated. Steve and I, when we first got started, we would have to do all that ourselves.
Which
Yeah.
was
Him
terrible.
and I would go to Lowe's and try to figure out flooring.
You just buy tan everything.
Oh, no. Hold on. We would find every woman in the aisle and be like, hey, look, does this tile go with this paint?
We've spent so
Sweet.
much time doing this.
it was
and
ridiculous.
Life got so much
Ridiculous.
easier once we found Marty. And once Marty started working with Shayne very closely on these things, we found out two things. First of all, we were able to spend more time doing the things that we knew how to do well. Second of all, the end product ended up much better.
Not cookie cutter.
Yeah, not cookie cutter. Everything, every house is different. It
Yeah.
turned out fantastic.
Well, did you remind them that Marty was the first person we hired? It wasn't
Marty-
a project manager.
No.
It wasn't Shayne.
No.
It was a designer.
It wasn't even a lead manager or an acquisitions person. It was Marty. That's how bad we needed someone to help us with the finishes. We hired Marty, very first person, and haven't looked back since. I think
She's fantastic. She's a fantastic asset. She helps in so many different
tremendously.
ways, and she has a lot of interest. She just didn't put a design together, throw the folder at you, and I'm done.
Right.
I'm out of here. She questions me every day.
Right.
I said, well, how does
I
that
love
look?
it. I love
How
it.
did
She
that
does-
turn
she
out?
does
Or
too.
she'll come by
Right.
and actually get straight up a contractor's butt.
Oh, don't
That's
say-
not what I wanted. That's not the color.
I get a text out of the blue, and I'm like, I get the craziest emoji I've ever seen in my life. I think she just made it up.
You guys
It's
got
like,
understand.
it's, like,
Designed it herself.
it's like a middle finger with like, hey, look, I'm about to burn this house down because this guy didn't just.
Hey, these people out here don't understand. Marty's like 3'12",
Right.
and she acts like that she's 7 feet
foot
tall.
She is.
She
And-
will just tear you
Oh,
up.
let me tell you something. I would run if Marty got on my back. No, I'm not getting on Marty back.
Yeah,
I'm running.
she's a great asset.
Yeah.
She's,
We're gonna have her on to the show.
Yeah, we
Oh,
are.
yeah.
And we're gonna go into detail.
She should be
about
the first
what she
one that
does.
comes
We're
on.
gonna have her on.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna have her on very soon.
Yeah.
But we're running out of time here, so let's move on to the next thing here. We're gonna move into our foundations for success.
Foundations for
Foundations
success.
for success. Shayne, you got some stuff you want to tell us?
Oh, I've got a really good one, and probably the most important one you're ever going to do, and absolutely should be the very first step before you touch anything in your flip you've purchased. And I only say that because we speak from experience.
Ask us how we know.
Right.
Oh, you know,
Wait,
being
you want to
that-
ask Mr. Steve Coyne how that happened?
Well, you know, as you get going and as arrogant and cocky and you're the bomb and things
Right.
are rolling, you do forget a step. And really,
Right.
you know, Steve and I have a lot of experience in construction, but this really was overlooked basically to law changes. And, you know, if you're not around and in that group and asking a lot of people these questions, they would never know. So what it comes down to is an asbestos inspection.
Very important.
It's so important. We really got ourselves kind of in a pickle on a house, and the estate rolled in on us and shut the project down and threw out a lot of threats to us.
Which, by the way, let me reiterate here. We did not pull out any asbestos
that
at all.
That
You know,
is true.
even though I was, you know, I misunderstood a couple things, we did not.
no,
we did
and
not.
that's not what it's about.
Right.
You know, we were advised by the state they don't care if you're going in just to paint the house, just to paint it. You need an asbestos inspection.
100%.
So you know you ought to put straight up in your budget $450.
First thing.
Straight in it.
First thing.
You need to do it on every house, and usually get your inspector out there, and you can have a report back in a couple days. But we got wrangled up and shut down, and kind of went through. That was one of our big stress periods there.
Right.
And you can get fined some serious money. It can be anywhere from $25,000 a day or $25,000 a week. They determine it. The state does.
Right.
We got off easy. They gave us a warning, gave us some advice, and we've stuck to it since. And
So we
no matter
get
what
those in
house,
every house now, right?
every house, you know, these two guys over here across from me are jumping the gun. Let's go, 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 go. And the first thing comes out of my mouth is asbestos inspection.
That's exactly right. You know, we just had one last week that came up, and you know, this house right here is what 3-week time frame. You know, and we still did an asbestos report.
And we're just painting. I mean,
Yeah.
we tore up carpet, and carpet has no asbestos in it. There's specific things that don't. You can go ahead and, you know, think you should do, but I wouldn't touch that house until the inspection, asbestos
Very
inspection is
first thing.
done, and you get a little text back from your guy saying it's all clear, and the report's on the way the next day, because you do have to have your asbestos report on site so everybody can see it.
Awesome, man. So that was your foundation for success.
Oh yeah.
Foundations for
Foundations.
success.
Because if you don't do that, your success will be short-lived on the massive fines.
So
Well,
what we need to do is get some music in
very
here for our
short-lived.
foundations for success.
Yeah, we need kind of a
we need a
background.
little snippet of music there when
Van Halen.
foundations for success comes up. Yeah.
Here, hold on, guys. Hold on 1 second.
No, do not.
No,
get
don't go get
No,
that
I'm going-
guitar.
I'm going
to
to get it.
No,
Hold
no,
on,
no,
I'm
we
getting
don't
it.
have time.
No,
I'm
we
getting
don't
it.
have
I'm
time.
getting it.
Get back.
I'm getting it. Shush.
Come on.
So, what are you guys getting after?
Jesus help me.
What's up next? The Foundation for Success, and I'm going to tell you guys, you will appreciate me for
So
that.
what we're going to do now is go into our Shayne shout out. Shayne, who you shouting out today,
shout-out.
man? What's going
Well,
on?
absolutely. You know, we get into our Foundation for Success, and we talk about the asbestos inspection. So I want to give our guy, our inspector, the big shout out. And his name is Arvin Gibbs, and he's with Best Home Inspection. And his number is 304-444-1259. 304-444-1259. Great guy. Absolutely a joy to be around. You just tell him what you're doing, and he'll tell you whether you need to test that area or not.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
I guess there's our music that Steve decided to go.
Oh, wow.
start.
So, Shane, are you gonna sing?
No, we're not going to.
You say it's your birthday! Okay. Oh, no.
Oh, whose guitar is this?
I don't know. Is it in? Out? All right, what we got next? Shout out for the day.
We got, we're going to go ahead and finish up with our flip of the week. If Steve wants to tell us a little bit about what we got coming up as far as our most recent flip that's coming up here in the next couple weeks.
Gordon Drive.
Rolling Hills.
Rolling Hills.
Steve didn't write it down.
I didn't write
He
it down.
did not write it
I did not write that down. Because what's wrong with Steve today?
He's
drinking.
too busy playing guitar.
Yeah, that's right. Guys, listen. We have a upcoming property coming up. It's Rolling Hills. This thing is.
You want me to tell you the house number?
He obviously needs the
1709.
house number.
Bam!
Bam!
Boom!
You want me to pull Santa out today?
No.
I don't want to do Santa.
No, we don't do it.
Guys, listen, 1709 Rolling Hills. This house is 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths. Fantastic location. School systems up there are great. I mean, you can't get any better, right?
That's correct.
Am I wrong?
Best in the county.
Best in the county.
One of the best in the state.
You guys have some really good entertaining areas. 2 back decks. You got a pergola over the bottom back deck. You know, wow. What else?
Nice
can I say
big
about this
basement,
place?
fireplace, upstairs, downstairs. There is an extra room under the garage. You can't really classify as a bedroom, but it'd be a nice office
Right.
or
Well,
a nice studio of any sorts.
All right. 2-stall garage. We're adding new kitchen, all new baths.
Got a new kitchen, baths being rented, new paint job, all new carpet. It's going to be. It's surprisingly when you pull up on a house, it's bigger than what it looks
How
like.
many square feet is the house?
I'm not real sure.
It's 2,800 square feet.
I was going to say it's 2,800 square feet.
It's
Listen,
2,800 square
from here on out, we got to start writing this stuff down.
Yeah.
It's 2,800 square feet.
Andrew's the only one that knows.
Yeah, he's the only one that. It's like, hey, Andrew, what are we selling that house for today? And he's like, listen, hold on one second. Boom.
Shane, how many square foot's that house? I don't know. It's a big ass house.
It's got a newer roof on it. It's got a newer HVAC.
All brand new windows in it.
Well, it's got a compact unit. You know.
Yeah, we put a mini
very
split
efficient.
in that room under the garage.
What about the flooring upstairs? What do we do there?
The flooring, we got tile in the kitchen, and we're getting all new carpet throughout.
Okay. All right, and we're going
Hardwood in the living room also.
We're going to price this at $249.9, and it's Rolling Hills. If you're not familiar, is in the South Hills area, right off of Smith Road. Fantastic area for kids. There's kids running around everywhere. It's a great neighborhood, great school district. It's gonna be fantastic. I think we got it priced very well at $249.9. We don't think it's going to last too long. So, if you're interested, get with us. We'll give you the information. It'll be going on the market here within the next 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
You guys can call 304-250-9336. You guys can leave any comments or questions at our Facebook page.
And again, I deal with negative comments.
And Shane,
Shane will deal
we
with
live
you
Shane to the
directly.
negative.
Absolutely.
Our Facebook page
Yeah.
is facebook.com/AM Investments. All of our houses are there. You can reach us on email.
We said look for the app soon.
Yeah, the app is coming up soon.
Yeah.
Which reminds
What?
me.
I'm not
Yeah.
even in the marketing
The app.
side.
Right,
That becomes
I know.
acquisitions
Well, we-
marketing.
we gotta put
Construction
say that.
supporting over here.
Yeah, guys, listen, we have an app coming up here probably, Andrew, what, in the next week or so?
Hopefully, they've submitted it to Apple already. So hopefully, it usually takes up to 2 weeks for Apple to verify it and approve it. So we're hoping though that we can have it up at the very latest by Thanksgiving. Possibly, it may be up and running next week.
Okay. Well, guys, listen, we always do tons of videos, too. We've tried to pump out at least a couple a week. We've got a duplex coming up in St. Albans at the end of Washington Avenue.
Don't call it a duplex though, because they'll get confused.
Oh, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm getting Shane. I keep hearing Shane saying duplex.
It's always
So I'm
Shane's
getting-
fault.
That's always Shane's fault.
Actually, it is.
So, guys, listen, it is a duplex, but listen, it's townhouses.
Two townhouses.
Two townhouses. They're around 1,500 square feet. Fantastic for a starter home for somebody. It's right at the end of the cul-de-sac.
Big yards.
Very private. Very, very private. And you guys don't need to miss out on this. Also, you can call us at 304-250-9336.
What's the website for
And
those?
the website is StAlbanstownhouses.com. You guys can check us out, all the information there. We have all the plans for the townhomes on the website, so you guys can get all the info there. And we've got a couple videos coming out this week for some updates with Steve Coyne himself driving a machine.
I think everybody misses me.
Everybody watch out. Everybody watch
You
out.
guys need to get out of the way because I ran that skid steer today like a madman.
Glad I didn't
Skid
park
was-
there.
Oh, dude, listen.
Toast.
I could pick your car up, move it to the other side.
I'm sure you could, unintentionally.
Hate to break you guys up here, but
we gotta go.
We gotta roll out of here, man. So next show, we're going to talk about our owner finance rent to own process and what we got going on there. And hey, appreciate your time today. Thanks for listening in. You guys got some final words?
Nope. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Peace out.
No final words.
Man, just get to work.
That's it, man. We gotta
I
run.
thought that
Go
was
find some
I thought that
houses.
was your job.
Let's head out.
Well, guys, listen. We appreciate your time. This was episode 2 of the infamous Flipping West Virginia.
Infamous, he said.
I said infamous.
See you guys.
All
Yeah,
right.
guys. Thanks.
Later.
Flipping West Virginia.